You say you're a top, but really you're just afraid of women. Your favorite flavor of ice cream is vanilla. Your favorite flavor of ice cream is vanilla, but like the fancy kind. Your favorite flavor of ice cream is a vanilla soft serve cone, specifically from Burger King. You've never actually played Fate Extra, you just really like Wada's ass windows. You aren't real. You're a big supporter of trans rights and are unfathomably based for that. You watched Total Drama Island as a kid, and despite not knowing it at the time, it awoke something very primal deep within your soul. You're too big of a fan of the Idolmaster. You are way too big of a fan of the Idolmaster. You say you've read Hollow Ataraxia, but in all honesty, you just watched Emu no Gohan like 5 times. You saw the one fan art of One-san Boudica wearing an apron and nothing else and decided to make that your one personality trait. You really wanted Type Lumina to be a Fate fighting game instead. You are so vanilla, it physically damages you to even think about anything remotely kinky.
I love the kind of woman that will actually just kill me.
You really liked Carnival Phantasm, and you hate the fact that Medea Lily exists. You are way too big of a fan of the Idolmaster. You are super not real. You unironically purchase Hooters merch. You are so kinky, it physically damages you to even think about anything remotely vanilla. You say you're into yanderes, but you haven't actually stopped to consider what that would actually entail. You are 12. You either really liked Apocrypha, or your only exposure to Fate is through the doujins. You have at least 3 dating apps, and all of them are drier than the Sahara. You've never actually played Fate Extra, but you've read the wiki and summoned Fluffy Tail, so you're basically a superfan. You were bullied in middle school. You were successfully queer-baited by Ruby. You like her specifically out of spite for the adult Medea fans. Look at me. Look me in my eyes. Stop it. It's not too late to get help. You liked Deadpool, but you really wish he was an anime girl instead. You're a sub, and that's okay. What the f*** is wrong with you? What the f*** is wrong with you? Apocrypha is your favorite Fate show because you like big explosions and badass women. You genuinely have zero reason to simp for this character past Twitter, big titty goth girlfriend memes, and mid-tier doujins. You tell yourself, I can fix her, even though you're barely held together by caffeine, duct tape, and nihilism. You didn't actually read the story in either Save Wars event, but you definitely grilled her to 120 because you really like the length of those shorts. Everybody else claimed Skahak, so you claimed Bryn because you wanted to be different. You actually have played Fate Extra, you just prefer CCC because sex. You've never actually watched Kara no Kyokai. You have not only watched Kara no Kyokai, you own all the light novels, main her in current code, own a full shelf full of her figures and figmas, and you go to bed every night praying that one day she will become real. You took that one line about Astolfo being best girl from that one Gigak video, and you took it to heart and made it your entire personality. You get all of your Fate lore from fan art. You're either a total sub, or you're really into domination loss. You stumbled onto that weird conspiracy theory side of TikTok, and have never been quite the same since. Despite having played this game from launch, you skipped the story, so you still get all of your Fate lore from fan art. You refuse to season your food, and yet you still complain whenever that shit tastes like a towel. You really liked Fate Zero. You say you're into being dominated, and there's like a 50% chance you know what that actually entails. You are so disgustingly basic. You are the white bread of people. Your brain cannot fathom any form of character depth. You are a simple man of simple pleasures. You are an absolute normie. There is nothing special. You're a little bit too into MILFs. You either really like silly little guys, or you want to be used as a tool in girl-on-girl S&M play. Your favorite flavor of ice cream is the strip of vanilla and Neapolitan. You're the closest an FGO player can get to being socially coherent. You're a bit too into toxic relationships. What the fuck is wrong with you? And before you try to say something in the comments, this one is canonically 10. Get some fucking help. See above. You really like Danganronpa, partially because you have the reading comprehension of a 3rd grader. See above. Wait. You really liked Rin, but you also have the reading comprehension of a 3rd grader. You repeat the joke that it isn't gay if it isn't clay, but don't worry, I see you. You are valid. You want to be stepped on. Unironically. You really liked the Babylonian adaptation and cry whenever child characters die. You watched the first episode of Attack on Titan, and it awoke something very primal within you. Your favorite character in everything is the comic relief. You're into MILFs, and you definitely don't understand what that entails. You are vanilla, but like subgenres of vanilla. Your favorite anime characters are all Rei Ayaname clones. You are in grade school. You have played Fate Extra and CCC and Red Foxtail and discovered somewhere along the line that you're a sub. You thought you were vanilla, But this made you realize just how wrong you were. Your biggest regret is not finding a way to get laid in high school. You actively like being degraded, but like in a reassuring way. You desperately need therapy. You choose your favorite characters based on the size of their chest. Asanagi is your patron saint. Hirame is your patron saint. You really liked learning with manga. Heaven's Feel is your favorite Fate story. You want a gamer girlfriend, but you don't actually realize what that entails. The dozens of you made it very clear to me that you do in fact exist. You really like MILFs, but like the younger ones. You want a gamer girlfriend, but you only kind of realize what that entails. Your favorite movie was the 1999 Godzilla movie. You actively try to pass off being manipulative and toxic as ooh woo, quirky, haha. You're a really big fan of Journey to the West. The only thing that turns you on more than voluptuous women is money.
Here we go, money talk.
Don't even try to defend yourself. She is canonically 12. There's a solid like 35% chance you got into Fate because of a doujin you read. You're a really big fan of the fourth Wa. Your favorite character trope is the sadistic woman who's secretly a sub for one dude in particular. You watched the first 3 Karnio Kokai movies, but then turned them off because your brain is the size of a walnut. You are either Stockholm Syndromed by spooks or you just really like quiet women. You distinctly remember enjoying the cat girl from Code Lyoko as a child, and you haven't been the same since. Your brain is an enigma that science still can't comprehend. You are perpetually single. Not because you actively want to be, but because you're afraid of commitment. You are physically attracted to whatever's deemed to be meta. You remember reading the original Stay Night had a planned Ilya route, and you haven't had a good night's sleep since. You like thick thighs, but like, actually though. The one thing you like more than NTR is domination loss. You are so easy to please, it is a genuine feat of science that you're still a virgin. You really liked the helpful fox Senko-san. To reiterate, she's 10. You joined the drama club because there was a quiet girl with massive titties you want to try and get with. Let it be known, it almost worked. You are in dire need of therapy for several reasons. You are in dire need of therapy for several reasons. You would think that you're in dire need of therapy, but you actually need is just a hug, man. You're a very big pro wrestling fan. You are mortally terrified of talking to women. You want a gamer girlfriend explicitly because you know exactly what that entails. You're actively working on your psychology degree with the intent of becoming a traveling therapist. You finally found a way to combine your love of MILFs and your love of Deadpool. Through rose-tinted glasses, all these red flags just look like flags. You are a rather large enjoyer of silly little guys. Avalon LaFay is your favorite Lost Belt. Atlantis is your favorite Lost Belt. You like being suspended from the ceiling by your ankles. You really like Rin and have the reading comprehension of a 3rd grade. You think Cowboy Bebop is the best anime of all time, and you think the entire medium has been on an unstoppable downward spiral since. No matter how hard you try to gaslight me, you cannot convince me that you actually exist. Your type is most definitely short women who can definitely kick your ass. Average brat. You know who you are. You watched Yosuga no Sora and unironically gave it a 9 out of 10. You are an outspoken supporter of trans rights, which makes you unfathomably based. What the f***? I genuinely do not know how old this character is, but she has the child servant trait, so I'm just going to go ahead and preemptively call the FBI for you. Just make sure you're in a safe place, you know? You just finished Avalon LaFay, and you have a thing for poster characters. Once you learned that an armpit fetish was a real thing, you decided to try your best to turn that into your entire personality. You are schizophrenic, and for legal reasons, this is a joke. Your love of Raita's big titty women is rivaled only by your love of snakes. You are a switch, leaning towards sub. You actively wanted Ushi to put on more clothes so she wouldn't get cold. Your God-given mission is to remind everybody that Kichi Hogen is gender fluid. You read Hollow Ataraxia, but only up until the Karen sex scene. You really liked Azure Lane. You are way too big of a fan of the Idolmaster. You decidedly don't like MILFs, but you do have a mommy kink. You have an Amazonas kink. You have a stepsister kink. You like adult women that are just very short. You are so aggressively submissive that it kind of weirds out everybody within a 10-mile radius. You are just... Why? Outro text.